What's up, all you cool cats and kittens? Beautiful Tennessee morning. Jimmy at Timeless Steel here. Pretty big day. Car I've been restoring for about, I don't know, three and a half months is getting ready to go home today. I found a few parts in my parts stash last night that might fix his HVAC system, so I'm gonna try to throw those on this morning and get my coffee going, so stay tuned. Anyways, I'm back. Here's the car. It's all detailed. I've steam cleaned his carpets for him. They're dry so I can put his floor mats in. It's ready to go. Just gonna work on his HVAC system a little bit this morning, try to help him out. Have you ever heard what a cat sounds like in a meat grinder? Here you go. It's about 385 dead kittens in a blender right there. I'm gonna swatch that blower unit out real quick this morning. See if I can wake up and not sound like an idiot for you guys on the camera. Here's how we're gonna get rid of those dying blender killing kittens. It's a good old-fashioned heater motor from Napa, blower motor, brand new AC resistor. Should take me about, I don't know, 3 or 4 rooster crows to get this stuff installed. All right, well, there's the old dead cat blender right there. And the old resistor thingamabob actually looks pretty good. It looks like it's definitely part of the DeLorean time machine somehow. All right, well, we gotta throw this new motor in. All right, it's been 3 crows of a rooster. I got that nice shiny new blower motor in, and it shouldn't sound like dead kittens anymore. Oh yeah, look at that, nice strong. Yeah, buddy. All right, so big news. My buddy Raph and I were just going through all the electrical, and I can't tell you how many times somebody's told me, oh, nobody's ever touched this car. Yeah, well, guess what? Somebody messed with the electrical on the back of this thing, and it was wired all cattywampus like. But Raph and I went through the circuits, and check this out. Speed 1, 2, speed 3's got its own relay. Boom, speed 4's got its own relay. Boom. So what Anthony doesn't know, because I told him I'm not an AC guy, is I've got his entire AC system working. I got a whole bunch of parts stolen out of my own personal car to make this happen, but you live in Tennessee in the summer, these things they're like ovens inside, like 120 degrees. So he has a working AC system, and I'm gonna surprise him with that when he gets here. Now for the final accoutrement, if you will. Yeah, buddy. Let's put some floor mats in here. Oh yeah. Boom, boom. Dude, value of this car just went up like 300 bucks. Look at that. Man, heck yeah. Problem solved, problem staying solved. All right, well, that was the official, if we don't get this car done, we're gonna lose the shop video made for TV moment. But Anthony's gonna be here any minute now. So I'm gonna close the garage door, and then hopefully we'll get some video recording his face and his excitement on his first drive ever in his car that he's been in this car since he was a kid. So it's gonna be pretty cool for him. All right, we got Anthony here. He's about to crank his car up and go for a drive for the first time.
First time I'm actually ever turning the key to crank it myself. All right,
let's do it.
We gotta get in the mode here. It's gonna go.
There she goes. A little cold-blooded.
Feels good.
She's a little cranky when they're cold, so get her in first gear. All the way over to the, there you go.
You want me to stay all the way in the grass, then cut over into the drive,
yeah, it's gonna drop off a little bit right there, so go right up next to the trailer and then to the left. Is your e-brake off?
It's off.
Okay. Here we go. And she likes more.
We did unplug the battery charger.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Right. These cars like more RPM than you would think when you're going to. So there you go. All right, now you're clear.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, it does need more RPM.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
It'll chug if you don't. There you go.
Now, have I got it first?
I don't think so.
I got it third, I think.
Yeah.
That's why.
Well, she'll definitely chug in third. It's all right. It's your first time driving it. I'll tell you what, my favorite time ever in memory of my car was the first time I drove it.
It feels good. Transmission feels good.
Oh yeah, she's a little sticky going into reverse, but it's the NOS cable that's 40 years old and it had a little bit of a bend to it. So as you drive it, it should break in. Heck yeah.
You know, I've been waiting since I was a kid to do this.
Take a left.
All right.
Make sure you're in first.
Yeah, I'm first. Feels pretty strong.
Yeah, give her a pull. It's quicker than you think, right? People like to dog them and say they're slow, but honestly, it's not that slow.
Feels pretty good.
It's a light car and it feels sporty. I mean, if you think for 81, it was a sports car, you know what I mean? And it wasn't really supposed to be a sports car. It was supposed to be a Grand Tour.
Feels good to be going down the road in this, I'm telling you.
Are you happy right now?
Yeah, I'm real happy.
Yeah, let's take a left. For the audience tuning in, it just happens to be my luck that he shows up and his turn signal stopped working. But we'll get that sorted out. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, it's got good power.
Yeah.
Plenty to have fun.
It's fun to drive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Man, I'll tell you,
Feels like it handles well too.
Oh, it handles awesome. Wait till you get going here. Now, the biggest difference that makes that handling is those lower control arm braces on the front.
Yeah. Those are the ones you made?
Well, I ordered those. Those are Delorean Europe makes those control arm braces.
Okay.
But I boxed your control arms too to make them stronger. But the strut bar makes a big difference too. The strut tower bar. And you got sport shocks, sport springs. So this car drives about, just keep going straight. This car drives about 10 times better than a stock one does. I'll just tell you that right now. If you drive a stock DeLorean, it drives like an air mattress. So, but you can hear all the noises. They creak and they crack and they, steering wheel rattles. You feel everything because it's manual steering. There's no power steering to buffer anything.
Now, how about the brakes? Is it hydraulic brakes?
It does have hydraulic brakes, and I upgraded your pads a little bit. You have a little bit better pads, but I'll be honest with you, the worst thing about this car are the brakes. It doesn't stop well, so when you're driving it, you know, obviously you got a classic truck, but when you're driving it, you know, just give yourself an extra, you'll feel it if you get going and start hitting the brakes.
Do they make any kind of upgraded brake systems?
They do, but they're really expensive.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, the common thing you can do, a lot of guys are converting the front brakes to Miata brakes.
Yeah.
Which I can do for you down the road or show you how to do it. There's a guy that sells that kit, but I haven't personally driven that yet. I put it on my car and I haven't driven it to see how much better it is.
And it drives really well.
It's not even aligned yet.
Real happy.
You know what I mean? It's just a manual alignment. So
my little girl is gonna flip her lid. She's hoping I'm gonna make it back home today before she gets out of school at 4.
oh man. Well,
so there's a possibility I can make it back.
yeah. Isn't it comfortable?
It is actually.
That's why I'm saying I don't think you're gonna want coilovers. I think you'll be happy with it the way it is. But
yeah, it feels good. It's handling good.
she just rolls, man. The best thing you can do for this car is just drive it. They don't like to sit, as you know. Especially K-Jet. K-Jet gets cranky. As long as you drive it once a month, you should be all right. But
Yes, that feels good.
yeah, you see how it turns? This thing, it makes me laugh when people say they handle like crap. Because if if you build it right, they don't handle like crap.
Yeah, I mean, I've had several Corvettes, and to be honest, this feels as good in the corners as those Corvettes.
You're a Corvette guy?
I wouldn't say I'm a Corvette guy.
Oh yeah,
I've had a couple when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Corvette guy, but
I feel like it feels about, basically as good as the Corvette.
Yeah.
And in some ways, I kind of like it better because it doesn't have that really long front end.
Yeah.
I always felt like I was driving a Chariot or something.
Yeah.
Or, one of those stuffed Bearcats or something. the front end was so far out front.
Oh, yeah.
But to me, this
An Elvis car.
maybe feels a little bit better than the Corvette.
It's a lot smaller than you think too when you actually drive it. It's like the size of one of those 90s Plymouth Lasers or Mitsubishi Eclipses. They're just, compared to a modern car, it's a tiny car. It is wide though. It's a very wide car. But yeah.
Is there a good turnaround somewhere up here?
Just pull in someone's driveway and back up will be good. This is my test loop. When I put all these miles on your car, it was this route right here. Yeah. You should, I think if you keep going, there's an actual stop sign that you can just flip around in. Yeah. I use this building right here as the color choice for my building. Right here off the right.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, you can just do a quick U-turn here. But see, I don't think they're slow. I mean, the reality is, compared to a modern car, your mom's Toyota Corolla could probably beat this thing, right? But it doesn't feel that way when you're driving it.
Oh, it really, honestly, I don't feel it. But I thought it was going to be slower than this.
No, well, and I do have it set on the rich side. From the factory, they're not, they like to be at like 12 to 1 AFR if you want power. If you want gas mileage, you want a 14 to 7 AFR.
Yeah.
But I know you wanted it to drive good, so she's a little rich. But I've never even driven a stock, not modified DeLorean, but I've ridden in them. They don't turn like this, they don't ride like this, and they don't rev like this either.
Well, it is a brand new motor too.
Yeah, I mean the motor, what has it got on it? 38, 39?
Yeah, 39 something.
Surprisingly enough, like the guys that do the carburetor conversions, these motors like carbs too. They get a little bit more power out of the carb, but I don't honestly think there's a reason to go to carb unless you're trying to save money. Or you just don't want to deal with KJet at all because it is temperamental.
Yeah.
But luckily for you, I mean, your entire KJet system essentially is brand new. The only thing original to your car, KJet wise, is the cold start valve and the idle speed motor. My buddy Rich hooked us up with my car's old frequency valve that I had sent him as a spare, and then he sent back to us. Specialty Auto rebuilt the fuel distributor and the warm-up regulator. And what else? Raph and I went through the entire electrical circuit. Your Lambda system was completely dead. I mean, everything in it was dead. Like our mutual friend Kyle hooked you up with a Lambda ECU. So a lot of dudes came together to make this KJet system work. But that's one of the cool thing about the DeLorean community. There's a lot of guys want other guys' cars to run. You know what I mean?
I got to go and ride in Kyle's Lotus Esprit.
Man.
And it was real fun, but I'm telling you, I can fit in this way better. I'm a bigger guy.
Is it tight in there?
It's pretty tight, and especially he offered to let me drive it, but I don't think I could get in like under the steering wheel and stuff.
I barely fit in this car. Like I have to slouch down in the seat, and I can't wear a hat like you're wearing because I knock it off on the ceiling half the time. But I don't know how Kyle. He's not much shorter than me.
Yeah, he's a little bit shorter. He's definitely smaller than me, but it was a really fun car though. But for anybody watching this video, I'm just going to tell you, I kind of joked with Jay a little bit about it. I never liked going to a shop that just had no communication, and I would say that Jay over communicates, but I don't dislike that. I love to get updates, and I've learned all along, because he wouldn't just tell me, hey, this thing's tore up, I'm gonna fix it. He would show me, what was torn up, what it does, and how to fix it, so I could maybe fix it on my own later on. So it's just kind of went beyond my expectations of getting this thing worked on. I would not hesitate to send a car to him if you have one and you get it here. I've probably got, I'm gonna say 1,000 texts from you. So I mean, if I was guessing, it's somewhere around that realm. Tons of videos, pictures that I can refer back to later. It's just been a real good experience. I really appreciate it, man.
Hey, no problem. Hopefully this drive makes up for the fact that you showed up when your turn signals aren't working.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would say my #1 complaint with your car was just the electrical stuff I had to do. But really,
Which way did I go?
oh, take it right here. The electrical on these cars is not immune to your car. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Every single one of these cars, it's got a Lucas electric system in it, and they're mostly uninsulated connectors, and they corrode. I mean, that's British everything. So, my wife's 78 Mini, I've had to rewire the whole car, but
So the AC, does it work pretty good?
oh yeah, let's turn that thing on. You should feel it by your feet.
Feel it by my feet?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can feel it on my feet over here, but these vents work like crap.
Is this your road right?
Yeah, take it right here. Might not be able to hear the AC motor.
I heard those.
Did you hear it kick on? Okay.
Those springs.
Oh, the springs, yeah. They make a little bit of noise. I'm not a fan of that, but it's a trade-off. They're more comfortable than coilovers.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, how many miles are we up to now? 30 something?
3988.
3988. My damn chickens are in the front yard. I keep telling them to get out of the yard, man. I'm listening to them. 3988 trouble-free miles. Well, unless you count the fact that I couldn't go into fifth gear for a while, but
Appreciate
hey,
you.
man, I appreciate you.
It's been a good experience.
Man, I'm excited. There's nobody more excited to see you driving this car than me. I put a lot of time in this car. But all right, we'll catch everybody later. Okay, well, we're back. What do you think, man? Was it what you?
Like I told you, I had multiple Corvettes, and I honestly enjoyed driving this more than the Corvettes. I thought it actually handled a little bit better than the Corvette in the corners and stuff too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always felt like the Corvette just had this real long nose on it, and this just seemed more balanced. But it's driving real well, and it ran great. Did a good job.
Thanks, man. You see the 245s make a big difference.
Yeah.
That's the Back to the Future car tire size.
The 15s on the front.
Yeah, I really like the 15s on the front.
So.
It makes the car look. It still looks 80s. It still looks right, but it just makes it a little bit more modern. And honestly, the 14s I had on my car had like Walmart tires on them because like it's hard to find that size. So
yeah, I'm happy,
dude. Heck yeah. All right, well, dude, thanks for trusting me with your baby.
Thank you, buddy.
You know what I mean?